Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur. Welcome to my media channel. Thank you for taking some time to come here. So we have a neat little item today. Now granted, we all knew this was coming. In fact, they even hinted, the studio did, behind the whole Volume 1 thing, but we have Columbia Classics Volume 2 Ultra HD 4K. Now what this is a set that Columbia Pictures has deemed to be classics in their eyes, and they have remastered them for Ultra 4K video quality. And the last set was a very good set, and they really did run the gambit. They went pretty far back to Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, all the way up to, I want to say it's fairly recent, but it's not really fairly recent because it's 1996. It's Jerry Maguire. I always think that that's like recent because I remember when Jerry Maguire came out. But the reality is that movie is more than 20 years old at this point. Very, very terrifying when you stop and think about how old these movies are. Anyway, the first set was a very nice set. The picture quality for the discs were very good, so was the sound. I liked the selection. They had some Best Picture winners in there. They had some critically acclaimed classics. They had a hardcover book. We did an unboxing on this very channel. And so I was definitely looking forward to doing the next one. Now, like the last one, this has several movies. It has digital codes for all of them, and it has a collectible booklet. Now, I think this is just as good of a set as the last time. And I like how this one's like red. The first one's black, this one's red, so I'm wondering if the next one will be blue, if there's going to be a next one. I could easily see them doing these once a year. And one of the things that makes these cool is that, first of all, they don't make very many of them. They only make a certain amount, they send them out, and usually when the inventory is gone, it's gone. But also, for most of the movies in the last set, they did not actually receive individual DVD sets, or not DVD, but Ultra HD releases. So if you want to get those in 4K on physical, this is the way to do it. So we're gonna unbox this one. We're gonna kind of look over the artwork and everything like that. But before we do, I want you, if you like content like this and you want to see more like it, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like. It really helps out. And hey, maybe you can even leave a comment below. Maybe there's a topic you would be interested in us discussing in the future, and we could do that at a later date. And I thank you very much for joining me. So anyway, let's open this. And I don't have my scissors, which I normally do, but thankfully I started out good this time. You know, it can be a little hit and miss whether. I used to be able to just open these on my own when I was a kid all the time, but then I started getting particular about like scratches showing up in the cases and things like that, and so I'm a little bit more careful now when I open them. But this one came right off. So we're going to take this back off. You already saw it, and look at that. Oh, it shines so much. It shines. It actually kind of reflects. Woo. And like the last set, it opens up like, oh boy. Look at that. I gotta be careful that I don't damage this, but look at that. There it is. Same background as last time, but like last time, the top, well, I should show you, the top holds a, if I can get this out, it holds a hardcover. I really should do this. A hardcover book there. See, I just want to show that. That is where it comes out of. So, you know, of course, if you don't want to keep this beautiful box for whatever reason, you can get rid of it. This could be a coffee table thing. You have all these quotes from a lot of movies. Now, here's what's interesting that I didn't recognize. These are basically the same quotes as the last set. But one thing I'm noticing is that there are some quotes here that are in this set that were not in the last one. There's some quotes from the last set, and there's some quotes from movies that are not in either set. For example, they have a quote from It Happened One Night, not in either set. They have a quote from On the Waterfront, not on either set. They have a quote from Ghostbusters and Captain Phillips. These and Tootsie, these are not movies that are on either set. Are these little hints for what's to come in Volume 3? Maybe. Who knows? But as you can see, actually, so the digital codes just dropped out of this book. You're obviously not going to see what those are because I'm going to keep them. But here's the table of contents. We have the introduction, and then we have, you know, little write-ups on the history of all the films that were selected for here. Some photos. Actually, some of these movies I already have in the Criterion collection, but some of these, like Oliver, the last time you saw them, they were on Twilight Time, which there was only like 3,000 copies. I don't know if this is probably more than that. Now, what's interesting is that at the end, there's a little disc here. There's a little disc. Now, this I don't recall being on the first set. So let me see if I can't take this disc out, and let's find out what this is. This is a bonus disc. A bonus disc. It does have the Chub Chubs and Puppy, a Hotel Transylvania short. Those are rated G. So I'm wondering, this might be a disc of shorts. I'm going to find out what they are, and we're going to cut to that right now, and I can tell you what's on this disc, and then we're going to continue with the unboxing. Alright, so this was not expected. When you go to extras, you get a bunch of classic shorts from Columbia Productions, and yeah, so basically you get a lot of classic shorts, and there's quite a few of them here. These are old live actions. Some of these are animation. I think that's probably the most recent one. That's a Hotel Transylvania one. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look up. Some of these might be Academy Award winners. Who knows? Madeline, is that the actual Madeline? Let's see real quick. Oh, by the way, we watched Kramer versus Kramer, and by golly, it's Madeline. It's the actual cartoon. So yeah, this is what I would call, I'm fast forwarding it so I don't get copyright claimed, but this is actually a really cool feature, and well, as you can probably figure out, it's gonna be exclusive to this set. So if you want these shorts on a DVD, you're gonna have to get the set. Now let's get back to the unboxing. Okay, so that's apparently what it's about. Obviously, I can't tell you what that is right now because we are still in the unboxing, but through the power of editing, we could cut to the future. Anyway, nice book, like the last time. But now let's start looking at the movies themselves. And as you can see, the sides are in red, so they go very nicely with what the color of the set is. We have Taxi Driver, the Martin Scorsese film, wonderful film. And they use basically the original poster underneath. Pretty neat in my opinion. The next one we have is Oliver, and this one brags that it won 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Now, a lot of people don't like the fact that Oliver is a Best Picture winner. I actually think it's pretty good. Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey is clearly better. I'm not going to lie. But this is a very enjoyable movie. Now, if you go underneath, original poster. Really cool. This is also, I think, the only G-rated film in the set, which you can watch with the whole family. It's worth noting. Now, Anatomy of a Murder, not rated, not a family movie. Parents, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, Jimmy Stewart, like, let's watch this with the kids. It's a black and white movie. No, don't do that. This is not a movie for kids. This would definitely be a PG-13 or R if it was released today. But you go underneath, and the iconic poster. Love that poster. Wonderful poster. So that is the first side. We'll put these back over here. Now, I probably forgot to mention, but on the back they have review quotes for the movies, you know, with a picture. What did they say for Oliver? A timeless, vivid, and joyous entertainment which will delight audiences for years to come, The Hollywood Reporter. That's for Oliver. I actually believe that that is true. So, now actually, one more thing. I'm going to mention this because I just noticed this. So this one highlights that Martin Scorsese is the director on the front above the title. But the other movies don't share who their directors are. I always think that's a little bit of a disservice to the films, especially the people who directed the films. I think these films should always have the director credited on the front. Now let's go to the second half of this, and definitely got some very interesting choices here. We have The Social Network by David Fincher. By the way, it's been said before, I'm going to echo, this is the movie that should have won Best Picture that year instead of The King's Speech. I like The King's Speech. This is much better. Now, Aaron Sorkin, the screenwriter, is actually listed first, but David Fincher's at least on the cover. Now, if you go here, a very famous poster. Now, I'm going to look at something real quick, because this feels a little heavier, and all the discs fell out. Unfortunately, things like that, I can't stand it. So, and this confirms what I thought. So, if you have the old classic Blu-ray, even with its nice case, you can get rid of it, because the current release of this has the Blu-ray, the special features disc that came with that Blu-ray, and the 4K disc. Now, I am not showing that all the discs for all the movies, but this one felt a little heavier, and I needed to make sure that it was what I thought it was, and so the original 2-disc Blu-ray has been included, so you can safely get rid of that. Then we have Sense and Sensibility. Fun fact, me and my wife are going to be watching this when I finish recording this video. She has not seen it, and she is missing out. So again, they do not show that Ong Lee directed this, and it's Ong Lee for Pete's sakes. But there you go. Original cover. 7 Academy Award nominations. By the way, I'm going to say right now, this is a boring picture. I'm so glad that underneath they're putting the original covers, because what does this tell you about the movie? Absolutely nothing. For that matter, what does that tell you about the movie? Absolutely nothing. And then finally, probably the most controversial choice of this election. I believe this is a classic. I totally understand why it's here. I do understand why people are saying, why does this need to be in 4K? And then there's, to a lesser extent, some people who are looking at this and saying, maybe we shouldn't be watching that movie more because it's not politically correct, but it's Stripes. Funny Bill Murray movie. Oh, this one has a quote from Roger Ebert on the back where he writes, Stripes is an Arnaic Slav movie, a celebration of all that is irreverent, reckless, foolhardy, undisciplined, and occasionally scatological. It's a lot of fun. I love Roger Ebert. Anyway, let's look at the wonderful little picture right there. There you go. So it looks like all these are including the old Blu-rays of the original releases, which is good. That means if you have them, like now that I have it packed with this, even though that original cover was a really good cover, I'm going to be getting rid of that disc because I've got this one now. So anyway, that is the second volume of Columbia Classics. It's wonderful. And again, I like what they did. They went really old, and then they went fairly recent. Now, this is still like, is this 10 years old? I think The Social Network is 10 years old. That's really, maybe 11. It's really kind of creepy when you stop and think about how old these movies get sometimes. So this is another great collection, and I am looking forward to the third volume. And yeah, I do wonder, are we going to start seeing like Bridge on the River Kwai, Ghostbusters, and Captain Phillips on Columbia Classics? Captain Phillips I never thought of as being like a classic, but you know, it is a very, very solid movie, and it's one of Tom Hanks' best performances, so maybe it is. But anyway, I would like to know, what do you guys think of this? Do you own this one? Do you agree with the movie choices? Are you going to get it? And what do you think should be in the future volumes of the Columbia Classics collection? I would love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly and get this while you can. They're not going to make it forever, so if you don't get it while it's available, you're going to be paying eBay scalpers a lot of money in the future, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that.